If you haven't been grinding World Tournament, start now. How's it, everybody? It's Celtic Link, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the missions and rewards for the 41st World Tournament on Global Dokkan Battle. This one is especially important because it is the last event before the start of the 7-year anniversary, and there's quite a few good missions, plus 50 Dragon Stones you can get by completing all of said missions. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's start by talking about the major reward for completing this World Tournament. You have to get 23,000 points or place within a certain place, which we'll go over the place value in a second, to get your hands on this Fizz End of Z Goten. He's actually pretty good for an SSR. I mean, he's not anything crazy. He's no Tech Super Saiyan Gohan, but he's alright, and I can't wait to see what he looks like when he's awakened, but he's definitely worth the grind, I would say, especially just if you're a collector. We're also getting an awakening for the AGL Pan, and she ends up being okay if you've picked up this Pan from previous World Tournaments and awaken her. She's pretty good. And then the awakening for the Int Anin. As far as what they do, the Goten is an orb changer. He is a Fizz types key 2, HP attack and defense 50%. He raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. He changes STR key spheres to Fizz key spheres, and he is attack and defense 20% per key sphere obtained. So he's a nuker and an orb changer. He also gets an additional attack and defense 5% per key sphere obtained when there's another Bond of Friendship category ally attacking in the same turn, plus an additional attack and defense 100 in performing a super attack. So like I said, he's alright for a base form SSR card, and it does seem with the Bond of Friendship, he's meant to be run with the Trunks that is going to be released in another World Tournament. So alright, if you're a collector, I definitely would say go for it. As far as awakenings for the Dragon Ball Saga, if you're someone who spends the tickets to summon on the Dragon Ball Saga, the Int Anin is actually pretty good. She is Int types key 3, HP attack and defense 70%. She raises defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Attack and defense 120% on her passive, plus an additional attack and defense 50% when performing a super attack. She is key 3 and additional attack and defense 100 when HP is 60% or more. She gives Peppy Gal allies attack and defense 20%, as well as Realm of Gods allies 20% attack and defense, and Giant Form allies attack and defense 20%. So she's support for 3 different categories, some of which there's not much crossover for. Like Peppy Gals and Realm of Gods, you pretty much have the what is her name? Margarita and Vados, basically. Giant Form Realm of Gods, I don't think there is anybody besides herself. And Giant Form Peppy Gals, nobody besides herself. So not much crossover there. Basically, it's support for herself. She also has an attack and defense, she also recovers 8% HP from the start of turn and turns into Giant Form when conditions are met. Basically, condition is 60% or less. When she turns Giant, she greatly raises attack temporarily and causes destructive damage and gives herself key 3. So that'll definitely help her when she's in the Giant Form. The Pan is actually worth it. If you've gotten this Pan, or you plan on using the tickets you get from the World Tournament to summon for her, she's actually pretty good. She raises attack for 1 turn, she causes supreme damage, and seals super attack. So got that good function there that she guarantees a seal. She also has attack and defense 150%. She has a high chance of evading, including super attack. She has an additional attack and defense 100% for 5 turns, and after evading attacks, performs a critical hit as the first attacker in turn, and attack minus 50% after receiving an attack. So in the sense that she gets stronger as she dodges, she's kind of like the Zeno Pan, but then she also has this attack lowering effect if she does manage to get hit. So pretty good for a World Tournament card, I would say. A lot of these awakenings tend to be pretty good. So if those 3 units weren't enough to convince you to grind out the World Tournament, well, let's talk about the missions, because these 3 in of themselves, they're pretty good cards, especially the Pan and, for the collectors, the End of Z Goten. But let's talk about the rankings. So as far as rankings are concerned, if you're going to casually grind out the tournament, you'll probably end up somewhere in this bracket between 50,000 and 700,000. Like, if you're not going too hard, you'll probably end up somewhere here, and you're still going to get quite a significant amount of rewards. You're going to get a lot of training items, awakening medals, plus these SSR and World Tournament tickets that can be used to summon on the World Tournament banners, or the Ssr Guaranteed Banners. This time, the Guaranteed Banners are actually pretty good. One of them is focused on Peppy Gals, specifically Realm of Gods Peppy Gals. The other is a chance to pick up the Awakening for the 18, the Pan, and as well as a few of the other recent Awakenings on the World Tournament. If you place at least in 100,000 or above, you're guaranteeing yourself 1 Kai. So if you remember in my Kai video, that's definitely worth your time to grind out. Now, if you're going to go a bit of a ways up and actually commit some time to the World Tournament, if you place 10,000 to 20,000, you will get all of that plus the gold SSR tickets, 2 Kais, and guarantee yourself 1 copy of that Goten. So I would personally say it's worth it to try to get yourself here, at least for the extra 2 Kais and the copy of Goten. I would honestly say you want to try to shoot for that if you can for your ranking. Obviously, not everybody has the time, so I would understand if you did it. Now, if you're somebody who goes, balls to the wall on this, and you place anywhere between the top 1, which is pretty hard to do, unless you've got time and money. But in top 1%, you're basically going to get all 15 copies needed to Rainbow, as well as 15 SSR tickets, 15 World Tournament tickets, 15 Kais, and a bunch of other good rewards. As long as you are anywhere between that first place and 500 to 1,000, so anywhere between 1 and 1,000, you're going to get a pretty good set of copies. If you're between 500 and 1,000, you can get 5 copies, which is enough to at least Rainbow, and then you'll have to use Kai's to get his super attack, but that's still good. Plus all of these rewards here, which is really, really nice. So this is definitely a World Tournament you want to focus on, especially if only for these Kais to try to get a good score, because like I said in my Kai video, they're going to be needed for the 7-year anniversary. But, of course, we mostly want to talk about the missions. So let's talk about the missions here. The first set of missions are ranking missions. If you receive 3 repeated digits on any of these rankings, at any time, if you get 4 repeated digits, 3 repeated digits, 5 repeated digits, you can net yourself an extra copy of the Goten, some extra tickets, and an extra Kai. This is pretty hard to do, but if you get lucky and your rank just happens to land that way, you can net yourself some extra rewards. On the local side of things, your local rewards can be ranked from 1st all the way to 300th, and as long as you place within the 101st to 150th, you can get yourself another copy, or your first copy, depending on what World Tournament this is for you, a copy of the Mercenary Tau. If you place first, you get 2 extra copies, which I think at this point would allow you to Rainbow Mercenary Tau. So if you get the 2 copies this round, I think that lets you Rainbow Tau. Otherwise, you'll also get medals to awaken him, the Master's Mark medals, as well as some extra tickets, items, friend points, and Zenny. So definitely a plus some extra Dragon Stones if you get anywhere between 1st and 10th. So definitely some good rewards there if you try to place in your local division. Now, on to the individuals, the things you have control over, the individual missions. So these all focus on the number of wins and wins in a row. So you get anywhere from 1 win, you're going to get 1 Dragonstone. From 2 wins, 1 Dragonstone. And they increase in value as you get more, all the way up to 20 wins. So if you did all 20 wins, you've got 1, 2, 5 Dragonstones plus a bunch of tickets to summon on the World Tournament banner. This is the banner to get the Dragon Ball Saga characters. Next are the rewards for completing the tiers. As you go up in rank and score, you will go up in tiers, starting at the King Champa tier, which is the lowest tier, all the way up to the Beerus tier. If you get enough score to reach all the way to Beerus tier, and it's just actually fairly easy. If we scroll over here to the World Tournament page on the wiki here, scroll up a bit, you basically just have to get yourself 5 million points to get all the way to the beer's tier. So that's ridiculously easy as long as you're grinding out the World Tournament. If we go back here, right? So if you reach all the way to beer's tier, you're getting 10, 15, or I'm sorry, yeah, 10 if you include what we had before. So 10, 15, 16, and 17 stones right there. So pretty good so far. Next is the score. Most people usually grind up to about the 23,000 mark to get their copy of the new card. But for this one, I'm going to say you really want to push yourself to try to get, I'm sorry, not 23,000, 23 million. You really want to try to push yourself to get to the 30 million mark on this one. Because again, like I said in my video, in my Elder Kai video, you really want to push yourself for those Kais. But as you complete the points, you get more and more Dragon Stones. At 50,000 points, you will have acquired 2 more Dragon Stones. So that puts us at 19 for our total. 21 at 4 million. 2 at 11 million. So what is that? 23. Then 25 at 14 million you'll have. And then 27. 30 by the time you hit 20 million. So we're already at 30 Dragon Stones just from all that grinding. Next, you'll have scores and extra rewards for winning X amount of world tournaments in a row, up to 20. You get all the way up to 20, you get 1 Elder Kai, and 35 and 30. Yeah, 35, 37, 38 more Dragon Stones. So very nice altogether. This is just completing this. On top of all of that, there are extra missions for advancing to the semifinals, your daily missions running once, twice, 2 times, 3 times, and that will bring you all the way up to 50 total stones for the World Tournament. So that right there is a full multi on the Dokkan Fest LR banners during the 7-year anniversary. So at a minimum, you should be doing enough to get the 20 wins in a row, get the score up to 30 million, and then get the total wins of 20. So you can net yourself those 50 Dragon Stones, because they are going to be important, plus all the Kais you get. It really is worth it. I cannot stress enough how much that extra 50 stones, that could be the 50 stones you needed to pull the 7-year LRs. Okay, and so with all that, that is all the missions, that is all the rewards. You get a bunch of tickets, you get a bunch of Kais, a bunch of Awakening Medals, and a bunch of stones. I did want to throw one last thing out to you guys. One of the key things to winning the World Tournament is to make sure you have a good enough team. The best team you can use to grind out the World Tournament is a full LR team if you can make it. And this is pretty much the best team of area of effect units that are LRs that you could make currently on Global. You basically want to set yourself up with the SBR leader of the Int Goku, along with the STR Broly if you have them, AGL Majin Vegeta, Fizz Cell with his EZA, the Prime Battle Krillin, and the AGL Nappa and Vegeta. This will be a full LR team, which will get you the most points possible per run to get you quicker to your end goal and collect up the 30,000 or the 50 Dragon Stones, I should say. Now, I do understand that not everybody has those units. You may have 1 or 2 of these, like the Prime Battle Krillin, you might have grinded out, or you may have randomly picked up one of these older LRs. They're all older LRs. Most people might have at least one of them. So to fill out the rest of your team, I'll just throw this at you. There are some units that can help you out. Number 1 being this Ssr Chaozu. If you've pulled him in any of your summons, hopefully you've held on to him. He will help you if you don't have the full LR team, because he basically gives you a free turn because he stuns all enemies on his first appearance. So if you don't have one of those LRs, just throw him on the team. Well, it will lower your score. It will help you to complete the run. As well as this Tech Jocko, he serves the same function. Stuns all enemies on his first appearance. So if you have these two cards, throw them on your team if you don't have those LRs, because they will help you complete the missions. If you are a completely new player, I do recommend you grind out this Int free-to-play Raditz. He is a good addition to that team. He does have an area of effect category, and you could basically, or I'm sorry, not category, an area of effect super attack, and he could be run on just about any all types team or a low-class warrior team. Say, for example, you were a new player who grinded out the Bardock squad, you could just throw him on the team, throw the Chaozu on there, and then you can use him to help yourself grind out. You'll just need to protect yourself a little bit with items on turns where he's not there. Because if you may have noticed, World Tournament does require you to use area of effect units, otherwise you're going to probably get killed. So anyways, guys, that is my guide for the missions and rewards for the 41st World Tournament. Hopefully it helped you. Hopefully you see the value in this. Hopefully my little team guide there at the end was a little helpful. I know most people know how to build a team for World Tournament at this point, so hopefully you guys found that useful. Otherwise, I'd like to see who in the comments. Let me know if you're actually wasting time grinding out this month's World Tournament. If you are, let me know in the comments down below. And if anything else, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if nothing else, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha.